What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and informed with a lot of the stuff that the government does, because they do all kinds of stuff all the time. Underhanded stuff you might like even. And we want to stay up to date and stay on top of that stuff. But today, we're still talking about the State of the Union address that Biden gave. And what an atrocious communistic rant that was. He was angry. It was just aggravating to watch for me because of all the lies and all the misdirections that he was trying to spin. He was trying to spin every damn thing. Lying about Donald Trump. Through his freaking teeth, lying about Donald Trump. Lying about the southern border. Lying about abortion. Lying about all kinds of stuff. There were so many lies in there I couldn't count. But let's get into the story today because, we're still talking about that. And he's getting some backlash from the left, by the way, for some stuff he said. Check this out. Biden's big speech showed an uneasy approach to abortion, an issue bound to be key in his campaign. Yeah, these people love to kill their kids, folks. Love to kill their kids. I have never understood abortion. Even when I was a pro-choice proponent, right? I was like, why would you want to do that? Like, at the time when I was pro-choice, even still, when I would have my girlfriend or whatever get, like late on her period or whatever, I would get scared like, oh crap, I don't want to be a dad yet. I'm too young for that. But the thought never crossed my mind, well, she can just get an abortion. And it was legal at the time, y'all. Roe v. Wade was still in place back then. She could have done that, but it never crossed my mind because I'm not down with murdering another human. But let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Reproductive freedom took center stage during Biden's State of the Union address, but abortion rights advocates have mixed reactions, raising concerns about the president trying to capitalize on what will be a central campaign issue while avoiding using the word abortion. Yeah, he did not use the word abortion. Hardly at all. That's the left, though. That's their manipulative wording that they love to use, right? Like, it's reproductive freedom. Hang on, reproductive freedom. That means you can be free to reproduce, right? No, it means the opposite of reproductive freedom. It means, if you happen to get pregnant, you have the freedom to kill that child. To kill the fetus. Whatever the hell you want to call it, right? To me, it's a child. It's a child at conception. Because it's a human life at conception. You're still extinguishing a human life, and usually for no good reason. If you can come up with a good reason, come up with that good reason. But I don't think you can. Let's keep going. Abortion rights have proved to be a potent issue driving voters to the polls and boosting Democrats since the U.S. Supreme Court ended a constitutional right to the procedure nearly 2 years ago. The issue could be pivotal in the presidential race and congressional contests this year. You love how they love to frame that, right? It's constitutional right to kill your child. No, I'm sorry. That can never be a constitutional right to kill your child. You do not have that right to kill your child. I'm sorry. That is not a right. It may be a privilege for you to be able to do that. It shouldn't even be called that. We should look upon that as legal but rare. Yeah, it should be legal but rare. You shouldn't want to do this. But yet you have hundreds of people out, activists, protesting to be able to kill their kids. It makes no sense whatsoever, to me, at least. All because you want to have the right to kill your child doesn't mean that that is a right within itself. It's nothing like freedom of speech, where you're just speaking. Yeah, you have the right to speak. Or freedom, the right to bear arms. To where, you can defend yourself if you're attacked. Calling that a right. My ass. During Thursday's speech, Biden deviated from his prepared remarks, skipping over the word abortion and instead using the phrase reproductive freedom or freedom to choose. Yeah, see, once again, like I said, that's how they manipulate you, folks. That's how the Democrats use manipulative wording to get you to think a certain way. And I don't personally like that whatsoever, right? They cannot argue like abortion with facts and logic, because the logic says that's a human life and you're killing it. So they have to tug at your heartstrings. They have to give you an emotional argument to get you on their side. And that, to me, is very manipulative and should be questioned at the least, and skepticized to the fullest degree. What do you mean reproductive freedoms? That's what I would love for these people to ask. What do you mean reproductive freedom? You mean the right to kill your kid, right? They always want to use the extreme situations too, like rape or incest, which people don't get pregnant a whole lot from those, especially incest. Now, I'm of the opinion, if you get raped or it's incest or something like that, you should immediately go and get one of those pills, like the day after pill or whatever. I'm totally fine with that. There's no need to burden somebody who has been the victim of a crime with burdening them with something they possibly do not want. Hey, that is an exception I'm cool with. I imagine most people understand that exception. They might not be cool with it, but I can promise you, if there was some legislation come up that has that as an exception, sure, go right ahead. They'd probably be fine with that. Some people know. Some people are like, oh, it's a life, it's a life. To me, if it was a life created from an evil, yeah, it's a tough one, y'all. It really is a tough one, that one. But I'm kind of more on the side of, yeah, I think it's okay, as long as you extinguish that life as quickly as possible. I'm fine with that. The word was used once in his prepared remarks when he introduced Kate Cox, First Lady Jill Biden's State of the Union guest, and a Texas woman who was forced to flee the state for an abortion after finding out her fetus had a fatal condition. The text had Biden saying, because Texas banned abortion. Instead, he said, because Texas law banned her ability to act. And that's right. It did ban her ability to act. That's something else they love to say. Oh, what if it's endangering the mother's life? Why kill it? Why kill the baby? If it's endangering the mother's life and you can save the life of the child, why kill it? That's what I don't understand. Why do they say, oh, we need to do an abortion or you're going to die? Well, first off, that's not a certainty for sure. I'm not a medical expert. Ask your doctor. But that's not a certainty for sure that it's going to kill the mother, right? So there's complications. Do you have to kill the child to save the mother? A lot of people are like, what do you mean? Why can you just not pull the baby out, try to save the baby's life? Right? If you're going to have to pull that baby out one way or another, why not try to save the baby? Right? But like in her instance, oh, well, it has a fatal condition. Well, that's not always a guarantee neither. I can give you a story of my wife. When she got pregnant, I think she was like 3 months pregnant. We found out that he's got this issue with his heart. Come to find out later that a lot of people have this issue, but he has an issue with his heart. We're going to have our child at a hospital in New Orleans, a special hospital. So as soon as he is born, he has to come out and they have to go into surgery. This was heartbreaking for us. We're like, oh crap, what are we going to do with this? It's like we worked hard, because we wanted a child, right? We worked hard to get to that point, literally. They told us there was a very, very good chance he's not going to make it. It's a fatal condition. It was a fatal heart condition. They would have to immediately go into surgery, and there was a very good chance he was not going to make it. And, we went back and forth for a while, like, what are we going to do here? But they kept monitoring the situation as the pregnancy progressed. We get to 8 months, right? We're all scheduled to go to this hospital to have the baby. We're all scheduled. We got bags packed even because it could come at any point at that time. And she goes in for a checkup, and they scan, the heart to see what's going on with this, to make sure everything is still progressing as it was, because, after so long they scan and nothing seemed to be changing about the situation. It didn't seem to be getting better. It still seemed like, we're going to have to do the surgery. Well, all of a sudden, they can't find any trace of it. It fixed itself. And my kid now today is 13 years old, 13 and a half, going on 52. And he could not be better. He could not be more healthy. But we had an issue to face. We had a choice to make. It was a fatal condition. That fatal condition isn't a guarantee, y'all. And it's definitely not an excuse to abort the life of that baby. Not an excuse whatsoever. Let's keep going. The pushback over how he addressed the issue in his State of the Union speech is the latest example of Biden's fraught history with the topic. Many in the abortion rights movement have long viewed him as an imperfect messenger. You think? Biden initially opposed the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, saying it went too far. He also opposed federal funding for abortions and supported restrictions on abortions later in pregnancy. The Biden campaign strategy is to let the president be who he is, an 81-year-old Catholic man whose views on the issue have evolved and who still doesn't use the word abortion much. His aides also want to highlight his evolution on the issue and how he still grapples with what can be an uncomfortable topic, but believes firmly in the freedom of choice. Right, now let's go back. Joe Biden proclaims to be Catholic. That is in direct conflict with being a pro-abortion advocate. You cannot be a Catholic and you cannot be a true Christian and still be okay with abortion. Especially the way Joe Biden is. Yeah, you can be a Christian and still be like, yeah, rape, yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, right? You're still killing a life. But you cannot just be okay with somebody just saying, I don't want to be pregnant, let's kill it. That is just totally wrong, in my opinion, and you cannot be a Christian. That just completely goes against being a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic, but everything I know about Catholicism tells me that, no, they do not agree with abortion whatsoever. If you are a true, as a matter of fact, being a Christian, somewhere in the Bible, I'm not going to say where because I don't remember, but I do believe it's also a sin to masturbate. So, you cannot sit here and tell me that as a Christian, it is okay to be okay with abortion. I'm sorry. That is just not right. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section, because this one is a tough issue. Like I said, I used to be okay with the freedom of choice, right? Oh yeah, it's her body, it's her choice. But when you go and you start thinking about it, yeah, a random dude doesn't have the freedom to choose to kill somebody else. Why should a baby's mother have the right to choose to kill that baby? I'm sorry. There are exceptions, but that should be the law of the land. And, once again, let me know what you think about Roe v. Wade also down in the comment section, because, the left loves to scream about, Roe v. Wade, they're banning abortion now, which that is not true whatsoever. That is a total lie. All Roe v. Wade did was allow states to decide if they want to have abortion or not have abortion. That's all that was. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one, you guys. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.